Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how to adjust your draw weight and draw length of the Diamond Archery Edge SB-1 compound bow. So first you're going to want to check your draw weight. So you clip your release into the loop and then try to pull back. And as you can tell, I'm struggling, which means I need to adjust the draw weight. So with adjusting the draw weight on this bow, we have these easy adjust gauges from a minimum weight to a maximum weight. The minimum weight is about 7 to 10 pounds and the maximum weight is about 70. So what you do is to find out the weight that you need, there are these little notches on the side of the weight gauge. And for most beginner hunters or even just archery fans, they probably start about 30 pounds, which will be just past the second dash. So with adjusting the draw weight, we're going to use an Allen wrench set, and this is the 1/4 inch Allen wrench. And so what you do is, the easiest thing to do is to kind of hold it between your legs so then it's very stable. And then you'll put the Allen wrench in the screw on the top, and lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So that means when you turn the Allen wrench right, it's going to make it heavier. And then when you turn it left, it's going to make the weight lower. And it does take a little bit of muscle to get the Allen wrench moving, but no worries, you're not going to hurt the bow. It's a pretty sturdy thing. So we're just going to keep on twisting until the notch is at about 30 pounds. Alright, so as you can see, we're just past this second notch, probably about the 4th dot from the bottom. So this 4th dot, it's really important because when you turn the bow around, you have to do the exact same thing to the other side. So our goal is to get the notch from this 3rd line to this 4th dot. Alright, so don't forget, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Alright, so as you can see, our notch is right around the 4th dot from the bottom of the min, which is the exact same as the 4th dot from the bottom of the min. So that means you are good to go on draw weight, because if you have one side on the 7th dot and the other side on the 4th dot, then that causes some really bad unbalances with the bow, and it's just not a good idea because it has a potential for damage. Alright, so now that you've adjusted your draw weight, it's always a good idea to test it out in case you need to make it a little lighter or a little heavier. So we're going to put our bow release in the loop and pull it back. And as you can see, it was really easy to pull it back, but as you can tell, my left arm is very, very straight and it's not like able to relax at all at the elbow, and I'm pulling really, really far with my right arm. So that means the draw length is really long for me, and so whenever you bring the string back, be sure to just do it like gently. You never want to dry fire, which means with it, if you pull this, that causes the bow to fire, and it's really bad for the bow to dry fire too much. So it's always a good idea to just bring it smoothly back to its resting position. And so now we're going to adjust the draw length. So with the draw length, as you can see, there are numbers and they go by half number increments. And so what you're supposed to do to figure out what number you're supposed to be at is take your wingspan, which is also your height, and divide it by 2.5. So for me, my height is 5'1", which means I'm 61 inches tall. 61 divided by 2.5 is 24.4. So that's pretty close to 24.5. So that's where I will put my numbering at. And so what you want to do is just get a little container. It can be a Tupperware, it can be a little bowl, whatever you prefer, and just unscrew the 3 screws on the little plate. And I am using the 3 out of 32 inch Allen wrench. It's the second to smallest Allen wrench on this Allen wrench set. Okay, so now that I have my 3 screws out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my plate. Let's see if I can wiggle it out of there. And line up this notch right here to the 24.5. And now that I have that, I'm going to put the screws back in. And as you can see, there are 3 sections for the screws to go in. As long as you have 1 screw in each section, you will be fine. It does not matter which hole you put the screw in, just as long as it's in. And just make sure it's tight, but not so tight that you'll strip the screw. Alright, so I got the first one in. Second one in. And finally the third one in. Sometimes the little screws don't like to go in, so it might take a second, but no worries, you'll get it in the end. There we go. And so now that I have this side done, I have to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so now I'm looking at the other side, and I will do the exact same thing as I did on the first plate. Take the 3 screws out, adjust it to 24.5, and then screw them back in, 1 screw in each section. Alright, and once again, I'm going to line up this little tick mark with, it's a little stuck. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're lining up the tick mark with the 24.5 tick right there. There we go. So with the string stop, as you can see, there's a little bit of space between the string stop and the string, and that's not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 5 32nd inch Allen wrench, and we're going to carefully unscrew it, and then we're just going to pull this out. You don't want it to go so far out that it pushes it. You just want it to carefully rest against where the string will hit it. And then you'll just tighten it up a little bit, and you're good to go to test it out. Now that you have your draw weight and draw length adjusted, it's time for target practice.